Hello everyone, welcome to AVLSI lecture number 23 part 2, and today we are going to solve numerical number 2 based on the topic of current mirrors. So let us begin. So numerical number 2, we have this circuit diagram given over here in figure number 22.5.2. So here we have a common source stage depicted, which must be designed for a voltage gain of 20 and a power budget of 2 milliwatt. Assuming W by L of 1 is given 20 divided by 0.18, lambda n is given for NMOS transistor, it's 0.1, right? And lambda p is given, that is 0.2, VTH n is 0.4 volt, and mu and Cox value is given as 100 microampere per volt square. So we have to design the circuit. That means we have to determine the values of I reference, then the transistor sizing for M reference and M2 transistor. Okay. So now I think we can begin. So basically this type of designs are a combo of your current mirrors as well as your uh, amplifiers. That is your single stage integrated amplifiers. So let us begin with this design. I hope you have understood the numerical. We have to design this network, design this circuit in such a manner that your voltage gain is 20 and a power budget is 2 milliwatt, assuming the following parameters. So let us begin with the design. So we will write this data, in the given. So AV is given as minus 20, power is 2 milliwatt, VTH N is 0.4 volt, W by L of 1 is given, lambda N and lambda P are given to you. Fine. So let us move on to the first step. So first step will identify, it's a common source amplifier. M1 and M2 forms a common source amplifier. Why it is a common source? Input is applied to the gate and output is taken from the drain terminal for M1 transistor, right? And as a load, we have a PMOS current source load, right? So basically M1 and M2 form a common source amplifier with a PMOS current source load as shown over here. And we already know the formula for that. The AV, the voltage gain formula for a CS stage with a PMOS current source load is given by minus of GM1 into RO1 parallel to RO2. Okay, and in this network, we know that your current ID1 will be same as your mod of ID2. So please remember that. Okay, so we have already derived this formula before. So we will use this voltage gain formula for a common source amplifier with a PMOS current source load, right? Which will be minus GM1 into RO1 parallel to RO2. So let's proceed ahead. Remember, our aim is to find the transistor sizing. Fine. So next, GM1 is given by twice ID1 divided by VGS1 minus VTHN. Okay. And what is RO1 parallel to RO2? RO1 is basically for M1 transistor, which is NMOS. So it is 1 upon lambda n ID1. And basically RO2 will be for the PMOS transistor. So it will be 1 upon lambda P ID1. Now, why we are calling it ID1 same? Because the current flowing through M1 and M2 transistor will be same. Okay. So we can write RO1 parallel to RO2 as, if you solve this, you will get 1 upon lambda n into ID1 plus lambda P into ID1. So we'll take ID1 common. So RO1 parallel to RO2 will be 1 upon ID1 into lambda n plus lambda P. So now we'll get back to this formula. AV was given by minus GM1 into RO1 parallel to RO2. What is GM1? Twice ID1 divided by VGS1 minus VTHN. And that will be divided by RO parallel to RO1 is 1 upon ID1 into lambda n plus lambda P. So from here, if you see, ID1 gets cancelled out. And your voltage gain formula becomes AV is equal to minus twice divided by VGS1 minus VTH into lambda n plus lambda P, right? And here we rewrite in form of VGS1 minus VTHN because VGS is unknown. Rest all the terms are known to us. So VGS1 minus VTHN will be equal to minus twice divided by AV into lambda n plus lambda P. AV is given as minus 20, lambda n is 0.1, and lambda P is 0.2. So if you solve this, you will get this as VGSN minus VTN is equal to 1 upon 3. And VTN value is given to us, VTHN value is 0.4. So 1 by 3 plus 0.4 will give us 0.7333 volt. So please cross check this answer with your, if you substitute the values in a calculator, and let me know if you get anything different in the comment section. So VGS1 is coming out to be 0.7333 volt. Remember, we have to find the sizing. So don't forget that fact. Now we'll calculate the value of ID1. So ID1 is half mu n Cox W by L of 1 into VGS1 minus VTHN, the whole square. Your W by L of 1 is given to us, 20 divided by 0.18. VGS1 we have calculated just now, it is 0.7333, and VTHN is 0.4. Mu n Cox value is 100 micro, right? So you plug in all the values in a calculator, you will definitely get the current value ID1 as 0.6171 milliamperes. Okay, so we have just now found the value of ID1. Next, these are the first 6 steps. First 6 steps we have completed. Now let's move on to the next step. So far we got the value of VGS1 and ID1. So let's proceed forward a bit carefully. Now we know power will be given by voltage into current, right? So over here, the power will be voltage into current, and the current will be incoming. So it will be your basically I reference plus we can say I2 or ID1 we can say, because current flowing through M2 is also same as ID1 transistor. ID1 current flowing through M1 transistor. So power will be I reference plus this one, ID1. Okay, so we'll get we want to find the value of I reference. ID1 value is known to us, power is known to us, VDD is known to us. So VDD I reference will be power minus VDD into ID1. So I reference will be power divided by VDD minus ID1. Now power is given as 2 milliwatt, right? VDD is 1.8 and ID1 is 0.6171 milliamperes. So if you plug in the values in a calculator, your I reference value will come out to be 0.494 milliamperes. Okay. Now let's just assume that your M reference transistor has a W by L ratio of 2. Okay, that's an assumption which we are making. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be 20. Okay, not more than that. We can keep it relatively that in that manner. So this is an important assumption. W by L of reference transistor will keep it as 2 micrometer by 1 micrometer. And now if you come back to this circuit, you see carefully M2 transistor and M reference transistor form a current mirror. And we have already calculated ID1 value, which is same as mod of ID2, which is coming out to be 0.6171 milliamperes. Okay. Now M1 and M reference and M2, this is M2, right? This should be M2, not M1. So let me correct it. Yeah. M reference and M2 transistor will form a current mirror. Okay. So let me add that M2 over here. Small correction is there. Okay. So I will copy it from here and add as M2. So your M2 basically will form a, okay, it's pasting, just wait. Okay, fine. So this M2 will be added over here. M reference and M2 will form a current mirror, as you can see. Okay, as your VGS reference is same as your VSG reference is same as your VSG2, right? Both are PMOS transistors. So how can we write the expression of mod of ID2? So mod of ID2 from basic current mirror concept will be W by L of 2 divided by W by L of reference into I reference. So from here, what is W by L of 2? So W by L of 2 will be mod of ID2 into W by L of reference divided by I reference. Now we know the value of mod of ID2. Its value is 0.6171 milliamperes. W by L of reference is 2, we have assumed, and I reference came out to be 0.494. Let us check it out. I reference value. Yeah, I reference came out to be 0.494 milliamperes. So plug in all the values, you will get W by L of 2 as around 2.4938. We assume it approximately 2.5. So W by L of 2, its sizing is coming out to be 2.5:1. Okay, and your last point will be based on your designed circuit. Okay, so over here we found out the value of I reference. It came out to be 0.494 milliamperes. Sizing, transistor sizing for M reference, we have assumed it 2:1. M2 transistor sizing came out to be 2.5:1, and M1 transistor sizing was already given. So this is your designed circuit, which will give the voltage gain of 20 and a power budget of around, I think, 2 milliwatt, right? It was 2 milliwatt. Yeah. So this is my designed, circuit for your common source amplifier employing the current mirror. Fine. So this is how you complete your steps. And designing means finding the transistor sizing for all the transistors. In this case, M1 transistor sizing was given, and we have found out the transistor sizing for M2, M reference, and we also found out the value of I reference according to the given parameters. I guess that will be all for this session. We'll stop over here, and in the next session, we will continue with numerical number 3 based on the similar concept. So that's all for today. Thank you all for joining, and have a good day.